Hello dear students, welcome to the computer class of standard 5. Today we are going to begin our chapter number 3, operating system. So first we will discuss what is operating system and how it is important in our computer system. As we all know, the computer is an electronic device and it's a machine. So to communicate with the computer, we have to give instruction to the system. So here the operating system is just like a soul of a computer. Without operating system, we are not able to work with the computer. So as a principal is required in order to run a school properly, similarly a special software is required for proper functioning of a computer system. See, here our operating system is compared with our school principal. If we want to run the school properly, who is managing the school functioning? Yes, principal. Principal is looking after all the activities to function the school properly. Same as in our computer system, all the tasks that the computer is performing, that all the task is handled by the special software, and that special software is known as a operating system. So one special software is there that is responsible to handle all the functionality in our computer system, and that special software is known as a operating system. So such software is known as an operating system, or in short it is also known as an OS. So as an aeroplane cannot fly without pilot, a computer cannot be used without an operating system. So the plane can take off without the pilot? No. So to run the plane or to fly the plane, pilot is required. Same as to work with the computer, operating system is required. An operating system starts functioning as we switch on a computer system and continues functioning until we switch off the computer. So means when the operating system will begin its work, through the time when you are switching on your computer switch. Yes, when you will switch on the power button, from that time the operating system will begin its work till you are not switching off the computer. So during the whole process, means from the beginning to the end, continuously operating system is working with your computer. So that is why the operating system is a bridge between the hardware and software and between the user. Means we are user. How we can interact with the computer? Through the hardwares only. Hardware like monitor, mouse, CPU and keyboard. Okay. So through the monitor and mouse we are giving instruction to the computer, and that result we can see on a monitor. But how we can give the instruction? So whenever we are giving the instruction to the computer, that instruction are reaches to the computer because of the operating system only. Operating system is responsible to manage all the things. Operating system will provide our information to our computer, and then after, operating system will only provide the generated result by the computer to us. So like this, the management of the computer is totally based upon the operating system. So here you can see one of the diagram has been given over here. So at the center operating system is there, and with the operating system all the parts of computer are connected. So which are the parts are connected? You just see there: monitor, keyboard, printer, mouse, DVD drive and application. Now rest of the physical parts we already know, that are the hardware. Means application means what? Applications means our software programs that we are using. Applications means notepad you are using to type the notes. Paint you are using to perform the drawing. Word you are using to make a document. Excel you are using to perform the calculation. So these all are the considered in the application. These are the software programs that we are using to perform our task. So this all the tasks, all the things are connected with the operating system. The next thing we will discuss, that is the responsibilities of an operating system. So any operating system has the following three main responsibilities. So remember that an operating system has how many responsibilities? The three main responsibility. So many responsibility it has, but how many the main responsibility? That is the three. So the first one responsibility is to manage computer hardware. So here you can see in the diagram above only. Operating system is there at the center and all the hardwares are connected through the operating system. Means operating system manages all the hardware in computer system like a DVD drive, keyboard, monitor, mouse, etc. Then after it gives the good file system so that user can manage his files easily. Whenever we are performing anything inside the computer, we are storing all the things in the form of files. Why we are saving the files in a computer? Because to keep our data safely inside the computer. And later on, whenever it is required, we can access it very easily. So this task is also performed by the operating system. Operating system gives us the file system so that we can manage our files very easily. Now the third one responsibility. It provides an environment so user can work with the other software and programs very easily. So operating system provides us the atmosphere, the environment. So through the operating system is also one software, student. It is a special software that allows us to access the other software programs very easily. So operating system is the main software, and through operating system we can access another program like a Notepad, WordPad, Paint, etc. programs very easily. So these are the three main responsibilities of any operating system. Now, hello dear students. In our first part, we have discussed about the operating system and the responsibilities of a operating system. Now we have seen what is operating system, but how it looks, how can we work with the operating system, that is the question in our mind. So here the user can interact with an operating system is known as a user interface. So remember students, through the user interface we can interact with the operating system. An operating system provides two types of user interface: CLI, command line interface, and GUI, graphical user interface. So remember students, don't be confused between the two aspects. Computer operating system has a three responsibilities and operating system has a two user interface. First is the CLI and second is a GUI. Remember the full forms. CLI stands for command line interface and GUI stands for graphical user interface. So first we will discuss command line interface. What is the functionalities of this interface? How can we work in this interface? All the things we are going to discuss in command line interface. So first, in this type of interface, user interacts with the computer by giving textual commands entered using keyboard. Means students, in the command line interface we can give only textual data through the keyboard. Means any pointing device we cannot use in a command line interface. For example, DOS, disk operating system, is an example of a command line interface. In Windows 7 operating system, By clicking on a start button, all programs, accessories and command prompt will open the CLI of Windows 7 operating system. Means in the Windows operating system also you can open this command line interface. So how you can open it? Just by clicking on a start button. First click on a start button, then after click on all programs, then after click on accessories and select the command prompt option, and then it will open the CLI of Windows 7 operating system. First I will show you that command line interface. So here you can see this is the command line interface. When you will follow the steps that is given above, then after you can see this type of screen. Yes students, this is the CLI screen. See, example of CLI. And which operating system we have opened over here? That is DOS, Disk Operating System. So this is the look of that system you can see over here students. Fully black color screen and only white color fonts will come. No colorful fonts, only black and white. Then after here you can see on the left hand side the short commands are written, and here this is the description of that command. Means students, here you can give only textual command. So if you wants to perform any task, अगर आपको कुछ भी perform करना है command line interface में, तो आपको ये सभी commands याद रखने होंगे. अगर आपको ये commands याद है तो ही आप वो task perform कर सकते हो. अगर आपको commands याद नहीं है, अगर आप भूल गए वो commands, तो उसमें task perform नहीं होगा. तो ये सबसे ज़्यादा difficult है इसमें. आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पे कितने सारे commands लिखे हैं. There are thousands of commands students. बहुत सारे commands है, तो सभी आपको याद रखने होंगे. So this is the main difficulty. So remember this one. This is the example of disk operating system and this is the command line interface. So here now again we will move to our description. So here also it is written, see, it is very difficult to work with this type of user interface. Why it is very difficult? As we need to remember many commands to do different tasks. But at the same time CLI allow user more powerful and administrative tasks. तो यहाँ पे लिखा है कि कमांड लाइन इंटरफेस के साथ वर्क करना बहुत ही डिफ़िकल्ट है. क्यों? क्योंकि इसमें अगर आपको वर्क करना है, अगर इसके साथ आपको काम करना है, तो आपको बहुत सारे कमांड्स याद करने पड़ेंगे जो कि हम एक साथ याद नहीं रख सकते. इसीलिए इसके साथ काम करना थोड़ा डिफ़िकल्ट है हमारे लिए. अगर आपको कोई एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव टास्क परफॉर्म करना है, कोई ऐसा टास्क जिसको परफॉर्म करके आपको पूरी सिस्टम में चेंज करना है, तो वो टास्क हम CLI से बहुत ही इजीली परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज अबाउट द CLI स्टूडेंट्स, कमांड लाइन इंटरफेस. Now we will discuss about the GUI interface. When you will see the image of GUI, na students, you will understand that it is very easy. So now we are going to see the example of GUI. Just see the example carefully. What is this? Yes, this is our Windows screen, students. So this is our operating system that we are using. You can see the Windows 7 operating system. In our computer lab, we have worked with this operating system, so we already know. So now you just tell me, which interface is good, CLI or GUI? See, in the GUI, we are having colorful screen. Here you can see the icons. See, recycle bin, computer, our notepad. Then all the menus are there. See, through the menus we can work here. So no need to remember anything. You can see the mouse pointer is there. So no need to type anything. Just by clicking with the mouse pointer, you can perform any action very easily without remembering anything. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो स्टूडेंट, एक तो ये कलरफुल है और कुछ भी याद रखने की हमें ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो छोटे छोटे आइकन्स है, उस पर क्लिक करके आप वर्क कर सकते हो, एक्शन परफॉर्म कर सकते हो. यहाँ पे मेनूज भी है, तो जो भी आपको करना है तो वो मेनू देखो, उसका नाम देखो और उसमें जाओ और उसके हिसाब से अपना काम करो। तो ये बहुत ही इजी है, कुछ भी याद नहीं रखना है हमें, सिंपली माउस से क्लिक करके सभी टास्क परफॉर्म हो जाएगा। यहाँ पे देखो स्टार्ट बटन है, अगर स्टार्ट बटन पे आप क्लिक करोगे तो सभी सिंपल प्रोग्राम हमें मिल जाएंगे। सो दिस इज द screen of a GUI, our Windows 7 operating system. So now we will discuss the GUI, graphical user interface. So in this type of interface, user interacts with the computer using different icons and menus, and it is very easy to work with this type of interface as we don't need to remember commands to do different tasks that I already said. Windows XP, Windows 7, Linux, etc. are the type of GUI operating system. And here as an example I showed you our Windows 7 operating system. You can see these icons and menus, all the things are there. It is very colorful and it is very easy to work with. So how many types of interface are there, students? 2 types. First is the command line interface, and second one is a graphical user interface. So I hope you understood both the interface well. Thank you, students. Hello students. In the second part we have discussed about 2 types of interface, CLI and GUI. Now in this third part we are going to discuss about the classification of an operating system that we can do on the basis of how many users at a time can connect to the computer and how many tasks a computer can perform at a time. So 2 aspects are there, and based on that we have done the classification of an operating system. So the first one aspect is how many user can work with the computer and how many tasks a computer can perform at a time. So these 2 aspects we will see, and based on that we will see the classification of the computers. So the first one type is the single user single tasking system. So based on its name, in this type of operating system only one user can work with computer and he can perform only one task at a time. मतलब इन सिंगल यूजर सिंगल टास्किंग एक ही पर्सन वर्क कर सकता है कंप्यूटर में और एक समय पे वो एक ही काम कर सकता है. So the example of this type of operating system is the disk operating system that we have discussed in this chapter only, and I have shown you the interface also of a disk operating system. So that is the example of our single user single tasking system. Now the second one type. So the second one type is a single user multitasking system. Based on its name, here one person can work with the computer but he can perform many tasks at a time. मतलब कंप्यूटर के साथ एक ही पर्सन काम कर सकता है पर वो एक समय पे कहीं सारे काम कर सकता है. This is the most widely used operating system type. So the example of this operating system is our Windows 7 that also I showed you. So the DOS is also example of CLI and single user single tasking, and Windows 7 is example of GUI, graphical user interface, and single user multitasking system, which we are using at a home and school is this type of operating system. So which operating system is used at the home and at the school? That is Windows 7 or all Windows series, Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8. So basically Windows operating system we are using at our home and at the school. Then third one type. Third one type is a multi-user system. Means in the multi-user operating system, many user can work simultaneously. एक कंप्यूटर के साथ कहीं सारे पर्सन्स, कहीं सारे लोग एक साथ काम कर सकते हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड मल्टी यूजर सिस्टम. दिस टाइप ऑफ ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम balances its performance with every user as so many persons are working. So in this type of operating system. It has to manage the performance with each and every user separately. Unix and thin client, which are the example of multi-user system, Unix and thin client. Remember, these are the examples of multi-user type of system. Next is a multiprocessing. So in the multiprocessing, the operating system is used by the computer with more than one processor. By default, in a computer, only one processor is coming, student. And that one processor handles all the logical activities in our computer. हमारे कंप्यूटर में एक ही प्रोसेसर आता है. अगर आप CPU आपने कभी देखा है तो CPU के अंदर एक छोटी सी चिप होती है. दैट चिप इज नॉन एज अ प्रोसेसर. उसको प्रोसेसर बोलते हैं. तो वो प्रोसेसर ही है जो सभी टास्क हैंडल करता है कंप्यूटर में. तो इन द मल्टी प्रोसेसिंग सिस्टम so many processors are there. So that is called the multiprocessing system. The computers which we use at a home or school are having only one processor. So जो कंप्यूटर हम स्कूल पे और घर पे यूज़ करते हैं उसमें एक ही प्रोसेसर होता है. The example of this multiprocessing system is a Linux and Windows 2000. Remember, the example of multiprocessing system is a Linux and Windows 2000. Next is a real-time operating system. So, in this type of operating system is used when it is very necessary to finish every task within the specific period of time. This type of operating system is required when we want to perform the task in the specific time limit. RTOS is used by the scientific devices and to control automatic machines. In which devices this RTOS system is useful? In the scientific devices and in the automatic machines. Automatic machines like washing machine, our microwave ovens, in all the refrigerators, in this type of devices the RTOS technology is useful. User needs very less interface in this type of operating system. Here there is no user interface or very less user interface. You just see the example of washing machine. So in the washing machine we are having some of the buttons. So with the help of buttons we can set the timer and within this specific time limit the task has to be done. तो यहाँ पे हमें ज़्यादा कोई इंटरफेस नहीं मिलता है. सभी कुछ उसमें इनबिल्ट आता है उस डिवाइस के साथ. हमें सिर्फ थोड़े से बटन्स मिलते हैं जिससे हम सेटिंग्स कर सकते हैं अपने हिसाब से और फिर उसके हिसाब से उस स्पेसिफिक टाइम लिमिट में वो टास्क है वो ख़त्म हो जाता है. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ सिस्टम इज़ नॉन एज अ रियल टाइम ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. The example of real-time operating system is the Linux OS and RT Linux. These are the examples of real-time operating system. So we have discussed the 5 classification, that is the single user single tasking, single user multitasking, multi-user, multiprocessing and real-time operating system. So now I will show you the example of each and every classification. So first this is the types of OS. Here you can see the real-time operating system, single user single tasking, along with the example is given. Single user multitasking, multi-user. Then after first we will see the example of single user single tasking, that is our disk operating system. You can see over here this is the example of single user single tasking. Then after I will show you the example of single user multitasking, that is our Windows operating system. See, single user multitasking means एक person यहाँ पे कहीं सारे task perform कर सकता है. And here you can see so many windows are open at the one window. He has opened the internet. यहाँ पे इंटरनेट भी ओपन है, कैलकुलेटर्स भी ओपन है, म्यूज़िक भी शुरू है, कैलेंडर भी ओपन है. तो लाइक दिस यू कैन परफॉर्म सो मैनी टास्क एट अ टाइम. एक ही समय पे आप कई सारी चीज़ें एक साथ कर सकते हो. दैट इज़ नॉन एज अ सिंगल यूज़र मल्टीटास्किंग. Then after this is the next is the example of multi-user. So here you can see this is the main computer, and with the main computer 4 another computer are connected. एक कंप्यूटर है मेन और उसी कंप्यूटर के साथ 4 अलग लोग भी जुड़े हुए हैं. तो ये लोग जो भी काम कर रहे हैं वो कहाँ पे स्टोर हो रहा है? अभी ये यूज़र 1 के कंप्यूटर में ही सब कुछ स्टोर हो रहा है. मतलब एक कंप्यूटर के साथ एक साथ 5 लोग काम कर रहे हैं. दिस इज कॉल्ड द मल्टी यूज़र सिस्टम. नेक्स्ट इज अ मल्टी प्रोसेसिंग. So by default in the CPU only one processor is coming. But here in our CPU 4 processors are there. So you can see here CPU 1, CPU 2, CPU 3, CPU 4. Then all this CPU will perform the different tasks. Suppose CPU 1 will perform addition, CPU 2 will perform subtraction, CPU 3 will perform multiplication, CPU 4 will perform division like this. So the task is divided between all the CPUs, between all the processors. And last is the devices that use the real-time operating system. So all these devices that are using the real-time operating system means all the devices has the specific time limit. Within the time limit they have to finish their task. So this is our chapter number 3, operating system. So I hope you understood this chapter well. Thank you students.